Hello, everyone. Michael Jordan fans are the best. And today I'm going to be hosting a debate on one of the age old debates of recent years. Ironic. Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. Who's a better player? Who's the GOAT? One on one. And well, we have GOAT James Kingdom back here again with Ajani, the exposer. And we also have Nick, NNB Sports, here as well. If you gentlemen would like to make any quick opening remarks before we get into the debate, Johnny, if you'd like to go first.
Thank you so much, there, Dart. Peace, y'all. I am Ajani, the exposer from the GOAT James Kingdom platform. As y'all know, we go live every Sunday noon to talk basketball and the GOAT conversation. I want to thank you guys for having us on today. As my other half will not be here, but will be listening. But thanks again for having us on, and we're looking forward to the great discussion. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, and thank you for coming. Nick, do you have anything to say?
Nope. NNB Sports. You can find me, and let's give the people what they want.
All right. So for everybody, the format will be 5 3-minute rounds, each individual getting 5 minutes. Nick will start. And at the end of the 5 rounds, we will open the line for callers for discussion for about half an hour. Are there any questions before we start the debate?
You said 5 rounds, 3 minutes, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Without further ado, let's get it on. Well, in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
3, 2, 1.
This is cool. All right, I will largely go over some of the main points I covered in my video, which I'm sure Ajani saw. Sorry. As usual with this topic, and in my opinion, and in most people's opinion, this is going to be a peak in dominance versus longevity and accumulation argument. Even if my opponents don't agree, I think that's how most people see it. Obviously, if we are going to argue who's better, we want to know who dominated more, who achieved more during their time in the league, and when they were dominating said league. And I think it's no question that Jordan's dominance is far superior to LeBron's, as well as his skill level overall as an overall player and his two-way ability. Whether we use trophies, awards, times leading the league in any statistical or analytical categories, and we can even do top 10 averages as well as the competition that they played against. And even with about 500 less games played, including playoffs, Jordan still leads in several categories and awards overall, oftentimes the most important ones. But to reiterate my accumulation argument, I want to just bring up a few examples. Jason Kidd has more threes made than Dirk, Pedro, Carmelo, and Durant. He is not a better three-point shooter. Robert Parrish has more points than Wade, Bird McGrady, and Anthony Davis. He is not a better scorer, shot creator, or shooter than any of those players. Is LeBron James a better rebounder than David Robinson? Absolutely not. And so to reiterate my point, in 11 full healthy seasons with the Bulls, I don't even need his sophomore year or the Wizards year or anything like that. He has 13 times led the league in any particular category. LeBron James has only twice led the league during his entire 20-year career. But what if we do top 10 finishes and try to help LeBron out? Even if we do an average of top 10 finishes, and I'll use 13 years for Michael Jordan, he still averages more times in the top 10 for any stat or category than LeBron has. What if we do analytics? Again, in his 11 years, full 11 healthy years with the Bulls, he has 61 times led in total for any analytic compared to LeBron's 43 times in 20 years. He has led the league more times in every analytical category than LeBron, except for value over replacement, in which they have both done it 9 times. What if we do top 10 for analytics? And I'll use 13 years for MJ. MJ still averages more top 10 finishes in analytics than LeBron has, and has led the league more times in all those categories than LeBron has, as said. Jordan, in his dominance, had 19 first-team selections in 11 years, compared to LeBron's 18 first-team selections in 20 years. What if we use all NBA averages for their
We got
careers?
5 seconds left.
Michael Jordan still averages more
3,
all NBA selections
2,
overall
1.
for his 13 years than LeBron does for his 20.
You're on the clock. You're muted.
I thank you so much. It's my turn. So as we can see here, that the conversation literally between Michael Jordan and LeBron James becomes confusing because people like Nick
3,
don't have.
2,
Oh,
1.
It got jacked up. It's all right. Here you go.
all right. So the conversation gets jacked up quickly with people like Nick when they bring up the conversation. First, the conversation was about who's the greatest player of all time. He couldn't prove that Jordan was the greatest player of all time. As we already proved, LeBron James has the most illustrious NBA career. So he is the greatest player of all time. The conversation today is who is actually the better basketball player, who's better at playing the game of basketball. And when it comes to that, it is LeBron James. He plays the game better than Michael Jordan because, for one, he is better offensively on the side of the ball than Michael Jordan. He is a better scorer than Michael Jordan. He's a better passer than Michael Jordan. So that makes him a better playmaker and also a better scorer than Michael Jordan. He's able to get his shots off just as easy as Michael Jordan does, if not better. LeBron James is also a two-way defender, which means he can play in the interior or the perimeter and defense. And he's elite in both of those. Jordan is not elite as an interior defender or a post defender. So when we're talking about being the better basketball player, LeBron James is the better basketball player. He does more with a basketball in his hands than Michael Jordan. He is more durable than Michael Jordan. Availability is the best ability. LeBron James is available more for his team than Jordan will ever be for his team. Even in 15 seasons, Jordan played 70 less games than LeBron James has played. So LeBron James' illustrious career automatically makes him the GOAT. But making him the best player overall is easy because he actually plays the game better than Michael Jordan. He gets his team involved better than Michael Jordan. He has durability. He lasts longer than Michael Jordan on the basketball court. He's the youngest player to average 30 and the oldest player to average 30. LeBron James has done things on the basketball court that we're never going to see. He holds records that we're never going to see. He is the greatest player that we've ever seen as far as career-wise, and as far as being better than Michael Jordan, he's a better basketball player than Michael Jordan. Having more MVPs, as Nick stated, doesn't make you a better basketball player. Having more All-NBA selections doesn't make you a better basketball player. We're talking about being the better basketball player, not who has the better career, because we already proved Jordan doesn't have the better career. So Jordan isn't the GOAT under those standards. The best basketball player to ever play the game is LeBron James, and he's better than Michael Jordan. That's just facts. He does more on the basketball court than Michael Jordan. He gets to his shots better than Michael Jordan gets to his shots. He gets his teammates involved better than Michael Jordan get his teammates involved. He has a better IQ than Michael Jordan when it comes to the game of basketball. He's played every position that the game has. He's played point guard. He's played shooting guard. He's played small forward. He's played power forward. He's played center. He's been listed at all of those. Jordan's never been listed as that, just two positions. So LeBron James' versatility on both offense and defense makes him a better basketball player than Michael Jordan. So the conversation is, how is Michael Jordan a better basketball player than LeBron James?
3, 2, 1.
So really, on average, LeBron is really only a better rebounder and assist man than Michael Jordan. And it's funny you bring up playing different positions, because whenever Michael Jordan played point guard, much like LeBron does, he absolutely crushes anything and everything LeBron has done, averaging 30 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds, over 2.5 steals. When he played point guard, although a small sample size, if you want to bring up playing different positions and what Michael Jordan maybe would have looked like in today's league, the way LeBron has played, he would easily outpace LeBron. But again, Jordan, as a team player, you say getting people involved, played within the system, played within the triangle offense, and led his team to 6 rings. If we're going to talk about the ultimate player, the ultimate job as a player is to win. And there's no doubt Jordan did that better than LeBron. Also, Michael is definitely a better two-way player. You got the all defensive selections, which if that didn't prove it, we have defensive player of the year. If that didn't prove it, he has more steals per game, more blocks per game if you actually break it down by game. And he's easily a better two-way player. There's just no doubt about that. He's also one of only player to twice have 200 steals and 100 blocks. The only player to ever have 250 steals and 125 blocks. His defensive dominance really is not even up for debate when talking about LeBron. And again, we talk about being a better shooter. We're talking about 1 to 2 percentage points. Michael Jordan essentially played entirely within the arc. And the only reason really why his field goal percentage in terms of effective and true shooting is higher is because he gets up a few more threes a game. in which those things weigh more towards a 3-point attempt and make. But it's funny, if we want to look at overall contribution, we already have this. It's called PER. I know you guys don't like PER, which I'm not surprised at. But in terms of PER, he's first all-time, second all-time in the playoffs for PER, which is just a rough estimate of how much you produce per minute. And again, I know you guys don't like PER, but I don't like effective and true shooting percentage either, right? But it is what it is. So in terms of actual production, actual winning, actual being a team player, want to look at him playing point guard. He beats LeBron all across the board on these things. He beats him in more categories. He beats him in winning. He has a better all-time season win percentage, playoff percentage. He's gone through harder competition, harder SRS. His finals and regular seasons SRS are way harder than anything LeBron has gone through. And so without question, I don't see how you could say LeBron is a better player. Based on what? Because you think that he somehow had a great block on Iguodala. He shut down D Rose for a
15
quarter.
seconds.
And with that being said, there's no doubt in terms of, especially the defensive end, it's really not even close when looking how it all stacks up, all the categories, awards, and stats. Offensively, we can maybe have a little bit more of an argument, but he's definitely a better scorer and definitely led his team more to wins.
All right. Well, to start off on the original topic was, again, we are talking about who's the better player. What you do with your team accomplishment or what you get voted for awards as far as all defensive selections and things of that nature has nothing to do with being the better basketball player. We're talking about being the better basketball player. If we're talking about overall career, LeBron James has the overall career over Michael Jordan. He has the more accolades. He has the more stats. He has the better records, the better milestones, everything. He has all that. The advanced stats that you keep mentioning that you want to avoid, out of the 23 available advanced stats that exist in today's NBA, LeBron James has more than Michael Jordan. He leads in more of those categories than Michael Jordan. Value over replacement, which tell you who's the more valuable player. Since you want to say PER is the most efficient player, the most valuable player is LeBron James by far. Even in 15 seasons, when you want to throw that he's accumulated, even in 15 seasons, he has a higher VORP. Win shares, which tells you how you win with your team, your effectiveness as far as winning with your team on offense and on defense. Your offensive win shares and your defensive win shares comes up to your total win shares. LeBron James is better on offensive win shares and defensive win shares than Michael Jordan. So he impacts his team as far as winning. But again, we're not talking about what you do with your team, because the team success has nothing to do with being the best player. We're talking about being the better player. You want to talk about defense. LeBron James plays defense. He averages the same amount of blocks as Jordan's 0.8. He has more blocks than Jordan totals in the playoffs and in the regular season. He averages more in the playoffs than Michael Jordan. Jordan only steals the ball better than him. So at the end, Jordan's only good on the perimeter. LeBron is good on the interior. LeBron's defensive win share is top 15 of all time. LeBron James also defensive box plus minus, which you guys like to just discredit as if it doesn't mean anything, is better than players like Jimmy Butler. It's better than other players that you don't even want to mention. LeBron James' defensive prowess is there. LeBron James has over 2,000 steals for his NBA career. He's top 10 in steals in all time. So LeBron James' defense is there. He's top 10 in defensive rebounds in NBA history. So he's also there in defensive. When you talk about defense, LeBron is there. He's elite as a defender. And on the offensive side, forget about it. He blows Jordan out the water. You want to mention his 10 scoring titles. That has nothing to do with anything but Jordan's playing skills. So we can include that. LeBron is the all-time leading scorer. Jordan outplaying his contemporaries does not make him better than LeBron James. But LeBron James outscoring everybody that ever played the game of basketball shows you how much of a greater scorer he is than Michael Jordan. Not by a little bit, by a whole Hall of Fame record. The difference between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, when we're talking about their total career,
15 seconds.
It's a Hall of Fame record. It's a Hall of Fame career. So at the end of the day, LeBron is the better player because he's done more as a player. His stats tell you that. He's the better basketball player.
3, 2, 1.
So again, this is why I knew my opponents wouldn't agree, but that's fine. I'm mainly talking to the people. Accumulation is really their entire argument. And it's funny they bring up value over replacement as well as win shares because they are accumulative. Win shares per 48, we all know who wins. Michael Jordan has the best win shares per 48 all time. LeBron James is 8th all time. What about their best season? Michael Jordan has 7 of the top 50 win shares per 48, 4 in the top 25. He is number 1 all time in the playoffs per 48. You look at value over replacement. Michael Jordan has 7 of the top 15 value over replacement seasons in the history of the NBA. And again, so the other thing was he wanted to talk about we can even look at his own competition list. I wanted to bring this up. Oh yeah, blocks per game, Jordan is better blocks per game when you do it. When you actually break it down by game, he has over 0.8. LeBron has under 0.8. The thing is that they just round it up, so the 0.8 is all you see. If you actually do the math, Michael Jordan actually has more blocks per game for his career and playoffs combined. Also, you looked at your competition tree, right? And what you don't seem to ever bring up is that LeBron has played 55% more playoff series than Michael Jordan. Again, even in the 53 series compared to Michael Jordan's 37, I think I brought this up. 73% of the time he plays over 50-win teams. 53% of the time LeBron has played a 50-win team. He is cakewalking his way in the Eastern Conference to the finals, which also, if you look up any average SRS score, it would tell you this. But on average, Michael Jordan played more All-Stars, more defensive selections, more Sixth Man of the Year, more MVPs, more runner-up MVPs. All of this is a tougher competition, and Michael Jordan still won more, did more, produced more, and led more than LeBron has in any of these categories for any year or on average. Rebounds and assists is about all you've got. Again, other people do not really care about accumulation, especially when we're looking at 11 to 13-year career. Again, longevity is impressive. That's nice. And one thing I also found funny is that you said Jordan wasn't there for his team. Neither is LeBron when he's team hopping, trying to join up with 2 other all-stars so he can ring chase Jordan trying to get to 6. LeBron is only on your team for as long as he's happy. And as long as he gets his way and a decision is made by him, then sure, he's on your team. Don't step on his toes. Don't make a move he doesn't like. Or if a better opportunity comes along, he's gone. So I think it's funny that you say Michael Jordan was never there when he organically built a team instead of inorganically joining up with other all-stars across the league. LeBron is not there for his team any more than Jordan wasn't.
There goes another false statement stated by Nick again. LeBron James has been more available. That's a part of him being the better basketball player. You keep bringing up Jordan's achievements with his teams and things of that nature, which doesn't make Michael Jordan a better basketball player. We're talking about who's the better basketball player. Career-wise, Jordan doesn't have more playoff series wins. He doesn't have more playoff wins, and that's why LeBron has more playoff series than Michael Jordan. He wins more in the playoffs than Michael Jordan. You like to narrow Michael Jordan's 6-year career like it's his 15-year career. That's what you're doing with the VORP, which was a stat that they had to recalculate in 2017 after Westbrook's historic year because they didn't like the numbers that Westbrook was putting up. So they recalculated it, and Michael Jordan ended up having 7 seasons now after they recalculated it. So prior to 2017, Jordan had the top 7 out of the 10 VORPs. That is a new calculation. It's a subjective stat. You don't even know what these stats mean. Again, for 15 seasons, LeBron James' VORP is higher than Jordan. So the accumulation argument and excuse goes out the window because for 15 seasons, when they played the same amount of seasons, LeBron's is higher. It's a seasonal stat. The same thing with win shares. His win shares is higher than Michael Jordan's in 15 seasons. It's a seasonal stat. So you are getting exposed by bringing up a stat you have no understanding about, not to mention that all the advanced stats go to LeBron James more than it does to Michael Jordan. So that proves our case when we're talking about LeBron's longevity and the fact that he's able to be more durable and available for his team than Michael Jordan was. You're talking about team hopping. That has nothing to do with anything. At the end of the day, LeBron James is the better basketball player. You want to talk about the teams and what they won? That has nothing to do with it. Let's talk about what they do as a player. Michael Jordan is known for being the greatest scorer of all time, right? Or that's what you'll say. But at the end of the day, who has the most games at 25 or at 40 points per game under 20 shots? That's LeBron James. Who has more games at 30 point per games under 20 shots? That's LeBron James. Who has more games at 30 points per game under 25 shots? That's LeBron James. He's more efficient and more efficient shooting and scoring than Michael Jordan. We talk about offense. Who has the most 30 in 10 games? LeBron James. As far as assists, 30 points and 10 assists, LeBron James. Who has the most 35 points and 10 assist games? LeBron James. Who has the most 40 points, 10 assist games? LeBron James. Jordan doesn't have nowhere near that. Even if we go to the playoffs when you want to step it up, Who has the most 30-point games with under 20 field goal attempts? LeBron James. Who has the most 40-point games, right, with under 20 field goal attempts? Jordan has 1, LeBron has 0. But if we go to 30-point games under 25, LeBron James has more than that. And he has the record. He has the most 30-point games under 25 field goal attempts in the playoffs. So LeBron James is a better basketball player across the board when we're talking about who's the better basketball player. We're talking about better player.
Is this the last round?
No, we got 2 more after
More
this.
each, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we could even, if you wanted to, we could look at through 1,072 games, which I think is a good enough sample size, right? Jordan had more points. He had more offensive rebounds, more steals, more blocks, more points per game. He essentially had more win shares per game. He obviously had more titles, the most important thing. We had more all-stars at that time. He also had more all-defensive first teams. So again, even if we just look at the 1,072 games, Jordan was better all the way through his career than LeBron has, and he hasn't been better after those 1,072 games. So that's out of the question as well. So again, if you want it, this is and again, a lot of people talk about one of the thing I want to bring up is someone who did he guard, right? Who did Jordan guard? I know you guys love the Andre Iguodala block. For some reason, that makes him a good defender. Even though Jordan has more steals and blocks than LeBron, somehow you throw that out. Jordan even averages more categories than LeBron. But again, one of the things I want to talk about before I get to the last round, right? I've already gone through. They faced harder competition, and Jordan still did better. He beats him in 3 out of the 5 main categories, essentially. He's got more times leading the league and dominating the league. That is a sign of how good you are. The awards and the metrics are all about how good you are. It points to how dominant you were in your time, right? That is why we bring it up. You want to bring up totals, that's fine. Jordan has about as many 40-point games shooting over 60% than LeBron has 40-point games in his career. He has the highest game score of all time. He's got more of them overall. There is no doubt that Jordan simply produced more and was more dominant during his time. He's a better two-way player on the defensive end. It's obvious. If we want to look at some basic stats on the offensive end, although it's a lot closer, he's a better shooter. He's more clutch. He has a more complete game. He does more on the offensive end as well. We can even use all the awards and stats you want. It doesn't really matter. It still goes in Jordan's favor. But I know one thing I want to get out of the way, right? We talk about defense, right? Talk about who did MJ guard. In the 91, this all stems from the 91 finals whenever Pippen switched over to Magic, right? And what people don't know is Pippen had a good game or two on Magic, but he also cooked Pippen from time to time. And when Jordan guarded him after that first game or two, he actually guarded Magic Johnson in overtime and held him absolutely 0 for 0 for 0 for 0 in 1 turnover. Again, Clyde Drexler, he made him have an 8% drop in his shooting statistics. Isaiah Thomas, he held him to 6% below his average. They only had 0.79 points per play against Jordan in the Eastern Conference Finals whenever they played him. Jordan is by far a better defender. I can't believe people even make that argument.
To sit here and keep listening to you show Michael Jordan stats compared to his contemporaries when the idea is who's the better basketball player. Again, LeBron James has the better career. He has the most accolades than Michael Jordan. So he has more accolades than Jordan. His stats are better than Michael Jordan. As far as all the averages, the totals, the advanced stats, all go to LeBron James, all the records. We're not talking career. You cannot prove Michael Jordan's career is actually better than LeBron James' career. We're talking about the better basketball player. So when we're talking about being the better basketball player, LeBron James had to guard the likes of Kobe Bryant. He had to guard the likes of Tracy McGrady. He had to guard the likes of Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Harden. These are the players LeBron James has to guard. LeBron James has been guarding players that are elite, that are considered one of the greatest players to ever play the game of all time. His defense is there. He's an elite defender. That's automatic. He's better in the interior. Jordan cannot play in the interior. LeBron played an entire season as a center. Jordan cannot guard a center. He can't guard outside of his position. So at the end of the day, Jordan's not a better defender than LeBron James. He's more versatile. Everything that we stated has shown you that LeBron James is more versatile. You brought up Michael Jordan shooting over 60% for 40-point games. Who has the most 50% seasons or above shooting wise? LeBron James. Jordan only did it 6 times. LeBron James did it 13 times, where he shot over 50% for his career. When we're talking about shooting over from 3-point land, shooting over 35% for a season. Jordan is what's it called? Let me make sure I get these numbers right because I want to make sure I'm talking right. Michael Jordan shooting the ball above 35%. He's only done that 5 times in his career. LeBron's done that 10 times in his career, even in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. When we look at the numbers, LeBron James is a more efficient scorer. He's a more efficient shooter than Michael Jordan. He gets to his shots better than Michael Jordan. He defends multiple positions, which Michael Jordan cannot do. He's also the better playmaker. He gets his teammates involved. You want to talk about competition? LeBron James faced more All-NBA players. Jordan never faced a team with 3 All-NBA players on the same roster. He's never faced a team with 3 All-NBAs and 2 All-Defensive players on the roster. He's never faced a team that had 4 All-Stars on the same roster. LeBron has done that and beaten teams like that. Jordan never faced more All-NBA players. He didn't face more All-Stars. He didn't face none of that. In fact, LeBron James has beaten more teams in the playoffs that have a better record than his team than Jordan has. You want to talk about who the teams that Jordan beat? Jordan always had the best record, so he always had the best team. You want to give Jordan credit for being on the best team. That doesn't make you the better basketball player. LeBron James is the better player.
10 seconds.
What you did in your era has nothing to do with what LeBron does in his era. They're not competing for the same MVP. They're not competing for the same
3,
awards and accolades.
2, 1.
So none of that matters.
Last round.
It's rich hearing a LeBron fan complain about the 4 All-Stars on the Warriors when essentially that was a product because of LeBron going to Miami. Many people said that, and even Durant halfway admitted that himself. If LeBron could go join up and chase rings, why can't Durant? And he's just mad that the game that he started got turned on him. So you don't get a pass for that one, right? You started something and then you couldn't finish it. Also, I wanted to talk about, LeBron has never faced a team with 2 first-team All-NBAs on it, which Jordan did in 1987, I believe. And I wanted to compare Jordan's first 3 years in the first 3 rounds versus the first 5 finals teams that LeBron faced. In those first 3 rounds, Jordan faced 3 All-NBA first team, 3 All-NBA second team. There wasn't a third team yet for the first 4 years of Jordan's career, by the way. In the first 5 All-Defensive teams, 1 All-Defensive second team, 1 Sixth Man of the Year, 1 MVP. In LeBron in those same years, right, in terms of being his first 5 finals opponents, 3 All-NBA first team, 4 All-NBA second team, 3 All-NBA defensive first team, 3 All-Defensive second team, 1 Sixth Man of the Year, 1 runner-up MVP. You want to talk about who they played against and why it's not fair and all of this stuff. It's not even close that on average, I already went over your own competition list and use your own numbers. We do not care about the total times you face people in 57 playoff series, right? 53, sorry. We want to know on average how many teams did they face. It's also not Jordan's fault that he had the best team and the best record. That's part of your job as a player. It's not my fault that LeBron was never the best team, essentially. He easily had the easiest SRS on average between him and Jordan, cakewalking his way to the finals. And essentially the strength of who he played overall is not even close, using your own metrics on average. Playing 55% more playoff series and accumulating more competition or all-stars or however you want to put it isn't as impressive as someone who, by the way, even if you did say you face more, on average he's facing less and has won less still in 20 years, still can't get to the same heights that Jordan did. Jordan on average faced better teams, stronger SRS, better players, even by your own competition metric. And the last thing I wanted to say is that in your competition metric, right, as I mentioned, he faced a harder average on all of those things. And although he didn't face the actual assist, rebound, or blocks leader like LeBron did, I know you like that one, MJ faced a higher average of 20 point per game scores, 10 rebound per game rebounders, 10 assists per game, 2 steals per game, and 2 blocks per game on your list. When you also look at who got second behind Jordan, it's not Jordan's fault that he dominated the league in 13 categories 13 times and LeBron only did it twice.
All right, final round.
I like how you went and found my information and falsely stated it. This is what you do best, Michael Jordan fans. As I stated before, LeBron James faced a team that had 4 All-Stars on it. It wasn't even the Golden State Warriors. You don't even know the numbers. You don't even know who they're talking about. That was the 2011 Boston Celtics, and that was also the 2015 Atlanta Hawks that had 4 All-Stars on it. Jordan's never faced a team like that. Like I said before, Jordan's never faced a team with 3 All-NBA players on the same roster. Jordan's faced less MVPs. He's faced less Defensive Player of the Years. You want to talk about who's on the other team? Jordan had more help. Jordan had more All-NBA help. He had a player that was making the All-NBA team and the All-Defensive team in the same year 6 times in his career. LeBron James only had that once in his NBA career, and that was in his 17th NBA season. Jordan had more help to face the competition that you want to say by average. Jordan faced more. Jordan faced teams that did not have the competition that you're talking about. The team that Jordan had was better. Jordan didn't make his team better. Jordan just had the better team. You are trying to give Jordan credit for being on a better team, for having more help, for having the better teammates. That's the whole point. You cannot give Jordan credit for that. That doesn't make him the better player. That doesn't even make him the GOAT. So at the end of the day, that doesn't make him better than LeBron James, because LeBron James faced more competition. As we explained before, even in the finals, if you go by the net efficiency rating, you will see that LeBron James' net efficiency rating against the teams that he went up in the finals were way harder than the teams that Jordan went up against. But again, that doesn't make you a better player or not. The reason LeBron James is playing 40 and 50 win teams is because he's not the 8th seed like Jordan was, and the 7th seed like Jordan was early in his career, losing in the first round, getting swept. Why is not Jordan winning more games so that he's not the 8th seed and facing a team that has 2 All-NBA players and an All-Defensive selected player? Why is he not winning more games so that he's facing a team that only wins 40 games? When the Bulls were winning 60 games, they were playing 38-win teams, 40-win teams to get past the first round and sweeping teams in 3 games. So Jordan didn't have competition because he had the more help. He had the All-NBA, All-Defensive help. LeBron James never had 2 All-Defensive players on his roster. Jordan had that twice. LeBron James never had the 6th man of the year. Jordan's had that. So at the end of the day, Jordan had more help to face the competition that you say by average Jordan has. But overall, when we're talking about the overall career, LeBron's faced more. He's won more playoff series than Jordan. He's the number 1 in playoff wins. So he's a winner all the way across the
15
board.
seconds.
That's at the end of the day, there's nothing about LeBron James that doesn't state he's not a winner. So not only is he a winner, he's better at Jordan playing the game of basketball on offense and on defense.
3, 2, 1.
All right, that ends it all. That ends it all. So everybody that was here in the comments, I'll be putting up a poll. Please vote on who you think won or thought won. Ajani, the exposer from Goat James Kingdom, or Nick, NNB Sports, regular member on the MJFB panel. First, before I open the lines for calls in, what we're going to do, depending on how popular people are calling in, we'll rotate people, get one question in. We're only going to do this for about half an hour. But before I do that, welcome B. Lee. You were here pretty much the entire time and inconveniently came here right after it started to talk to you. So how's everything going with you?
Everything's good with me. Trying to watch my kids and game at the same time and trying to listen in as much as I can. Hearing Nick say a lot of things that's not true, but that's what Jordan fans do. They say things that's not true and don't
Why don't
use
you
facts.
just say it instead of just saying I'm lying? Why don't you correct me?
You do.
Oh, and also on title runs, Jordan
Oh.
faced a higher percentage of 50-win teams and 60-win teams on title runs. Just FYI.
And just to let you know, LeBron James beat more teams that had a better record than his team than Jordan has. Jordan beating teams that he has a better record than doesn't make him better than LeBron. I keep telling you.
We already went over this. Jordan did it at the same rate that LeBron did, except Jordan never lost as a favorite. LeBron several times lost as the favorite or more wins.
Favorite is the gamblers. We don't deal with gamblers. The favorite is based on gambling, has nothing to do with basketball. So who is favorite has nothing to do
Still,
with
even as a
who's
favorite, he's
gambling.
lost before. Still, even
Again,
as a favorite, he's lost before.
Favorite has nothing to do with basketball. Is based on degenerate gamblers.
All right, let's let
Win,
Hoop God
seed,
ask.
however you want to put it.
Let's let Hoop God ask his question. Hoop God, welcome, Hoop God.
Oh man, I appreciate it, Dart. Man, I'm just coming in here, just trying to see, trying to catch up on where y'all at right now.
Oh, we just finished the debate. Did you watch the debate? Do you have a question? We have another caller that has a question for somebody.
Oh yeah, I do have a question. As a matter of fact, so this is my question. So we know that LeBron has been on record of saying that he's chasing that ghost in Chicago. And not only that, but that was at the 2016 finals. And then right after they won the Disney exhibition tournament, he also posted a clip saying back to doing homework, in which he posted the clip of Michael Jordan from The Last Dance. Now, I say that to say this. Earlier, Shaquille O'Neal made a statement about a certain player. I don't want to say because this is a Jordan and LeBron discussion. And he said, should we start putting him in the GOAT debate? So I thought about it and I contemplated. I said, you know what? If they lower the bar for LeBron to be in the GOAT debate, then the same rules should apply for this player that Shaquille O'Neal brought up, in the GOAT debate, because clearly nobody has surpassed Michael Jordan. When we get to 6 championships as the best player, 6 finals MVPs, and I know somebody said Scottie Pippen. No, he didn't. Michael Jordan actually led them in assists. You can look it up right now. In the NBA finals, in their championship run, Michael Jordan averaged 6 finals per game. Scottie Pippen had like 5.8 or something like that. So you can't tell me Scottie Pippen was averaging the most assists when it was Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan also had more total assists. You can look that up right now. He had 209 total assists to Scottie Pippen's 207. So I don't want to hear nothing about no Scottie Pippen this, Scottie Pippen that. So we know Michael Jordan was not only leading them in scoring, but he was leading them in assists and playmaking, also setting the tone on defense. Gary Payton is on record of saying that. But what I want to know is, since when do we lower the standard for someone who has less championships, less finals MVPs, less MVPs, 0 scoring titles, no defensive player of the year, in comparison to Michael Jordan, who has a whole Hall of Fame career separate from LeBron James?
Who's that directed to?
Whichever one wants to answer that question.
Because more championships, more MVPs, more scoring titles don't make you the GOAT or make you the better basketball player.
So
but points do.
But points do. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, your overall career does. Who said LeBron James was the GOAT because he has the most points all time?
Well,
Nobody
I don't call him the GOAT. He's not the GOAT.
I'm just saying nobody says that he is the GOAT because of that.
Next question. That's not true.
Question.
That's definitely not true. That's a lie.
Next question.
Appreciate it, Dart. I thank you for that one.
Absolutely. You can stay backstage. We got boycott activity.
Will do.
Bring him on. Boycott activity. Welcome. Hello.
Just let me know if y'all can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay. So I just want to make some comparisons. I'm going to go to other sports because for some reason basketball seems to be different when it's judging a player.
Do you have a question at the end of this?
Yeah, basically,
okay.
Why is it when we're talking about the greatest boxer of all time, do you not say Floyd Mayweather, who was undefeated, has more accomplishments and awards than Muhammad Ali? Why do you call Muhammad Ali the GOAT when he's not undefeated? He lost 5 times. He lost against some of his best competition. And I'm going to answer that, and I'm going to let you answer that. It's because of his competition. Now, we know Larry Bird. We know a couple of people have already said Jordan played in an expansion league. He didn't play against the elite of the elite, whereas LeBron has. And also, in other sports, totals matter. When you talk about the greatest football player of all time or the greatest running back of all time, they say Emmitt Smith because the amount of rush yards he's getting. No one talks about yards per carry because yards per carry is held by a person that's not even in that debate, right? So totals matter in other sports. Home run totals matter as far as the greatest hitter. And competition always matter, but for some reason, when it comes to the NBA, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, totals don't matter. So I just wanted to ask that question: who is the greatest boxer of all time?
Are you asking the GOAT James Kingdom or?
Oh no, I want to ask the Michael Jordan fan club.
I'm not a big boxer, so I mean I'm not knowledgeable enough on boxing to really tell you.
I mean, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter. The totals is not the thing. LeBron has annihilated Jordan when it comes to totals. Even in the averages, Jordan does not have better averages than LeBron James. He only
Steals,
has
blocks,
points.
and points.
He doesn't have blocks. It's 0.8.
Yes, he does. Break it down by game. He is ahead.
Listen,
I did it
listen,
last night.
Nick,
I literally put it in the
Nick,
calculator and it was higher.
Nick, the NBA records your stat by the 10th place. You are not using the official stat. The official stat is 0.8.
Oh my God.
Listen, you say that the small marginal thing that LeBron has in field goal percentage is only marginal, but that 7-10% is better than that little 600th of a point you're trying to bring up. Again,
it's about the same.
Listen,
it's like
Michael
0.08
Jordan,
either way.
Michael Jordan has a less block rate. That's the advanced state. He has less blocks. Jordan has
the block rate.
Jordan. Okay, so listen, Jordan doesn't have the better field goal percentage. He doesn't have the better 3-point percentage. He doesn't have the better 2-point percentage. When you take all of the averages, Jordan does not tip the scale. LeBron still tips the scale there. So in averages and in totals, LeBron James beat Michael Jordan. You want to lower LeBron James' career to 1,072 games and give Jordan longevity.
Do you know what their difference is in points per attempt?
Real fast. I want to boycott. Did you have anything else to answer?
Okay. Last few comparisons. Last few comparisons.
And hold on, real quick. The boycott. I went over their competition that they faced on average in the playoffs, and Jordan has a higher average of all-stars, all defensive selections, all NBA selections, MVPs, runners-up, 20-point scorers, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, 2 steals. He faced higher average during all of his playoff career compared to LeBron.
That's a lie.
So we got
in the finals.
You just make it divided by their series.
I'm telling, I've done it before, and you're lying. I've done it before. LeBron James. The only thing that Jordan faced more than LeBron is an all defensive selection.
Not more average.
On average. The LeBron James has faced over 50 all NBA players, bro. Jordan has the help that LeBron doesn't have. So it's not competition because just because Jordan makes the All-NBA first team in 87 doesn't make him competition versus the Boston Celtics who have 2 All-NBA players. So even when you're bringing up Jordan's competition, he had the better help. His team was better. That's what you don't forget. That's not competition.
One All-Star.
He had an All-NBA, All-Defensive player. That's not an All-Star. That's an All-NBA,
LeBron had 2 All-Stars.
Hold on.
All-NBA, All-Defensive player. What's better, Nick? All-NBA,
That's
All-Star.
One player, though. That is one player that's an All-Star.
What is the accomplishment that is better? An All-NBA
2 All-Stars is more help than 1.
Okay,
that's the answer.
Real fast, boycott. Thank you for.
Let me just finish.
All right. What is your actual question?
Why is it that Ajani's advanced stats don't matter as far as win shares, value over replacement, defensive win shares, and instead steals and blocks is kind of when Iverson was always considered a bad defender who always won steal titles, right? Stealing the ball doesn't exactly make you a good defender because when you take a gamble on a steal, your opponent may score, right? So I'm gonna just leave it right there.
You know that win shares and value over
I'm going to bring the next guy in, but he's going to answer your question.
Just ask him real quick. Mm-hmm. I was going to say value over replacement and win shares are cumulative, right? So again, if you want to go by win shares per 48, that is the more accurate.
You know that VORP and win shares are the same thing. What VORP to box plus minus is what win shares per 48 is to win shares. Only difference is your value over replacement is basically your box plus minus plus your minutes. Same way your win shares is your 48 is basically breaking down by minutes. That's all it is. It's the same thing. Again, it is a advanced.
Still cumulative though.
And he still has more in 15 seasons. So what does that matter?
Jordan has 7 of the top 15 and the best season of all time.
And that's because he only had 7. LeBron James had 15 out of the 15 seasons. That's what you understand. In 15 seasons, he did it more. That's what he did. He had more seasons.
There's no point if you're just going to keep bringing up totals and I'm bringing up how dominant he was in his time and how good he was for the years he played.
He only had good 7 years. 7 years don't trump 20 years. What are you
talking about? He had good 11
about?
years. What are you talking about?
No, he doesn't. His 11 years is not. If you take Jordan's first 11 years and LeBron's first 11 years, LeBron has the better VORP. What are you talking about? LeBron has the better VORP in the same amount of seasons. You are using a stat and you're wrong. He has it. It doesn't matter. Longevity doesn't matter. You can't knock longevity.
All right, Crash. Welcome, Crash. What was your question?
Salute to everybody on the panel. I just want to say one thing before I ask this question. It's gonna be real quick. We got to stop using advanced stats to compare players across eras. Like those stats are relative to that era. We got to stop doing that.
And it's a team stat most of the time.
Yeah, like you gotta stop doing that. Gotta stop doing
You can do per 100
Um,
possessions too, which
And
takes the
Jordan's
pace
still
out of
less than
hitting.
LeBron.
You can't,
Jordan's
yeah,
still
you
less than
can't,
LeBron with advanced
yeah,
stats.
you
It
can't
don't
use
even matter.
advanced
Jordan's
metrics
still
because
less.
you can't adjust that. You can't adjust that throughout the eras, so you can't use that. Like it's just very consistent. But anyway,
Per 100 typically takes out pace.
I want this is a question for y'all, for an opinion on y'all on what y'all think. I want y'all to rank me the top 5 peaks of all time NBA, and then I also want y'all to rank me the top, I guess, in your opinion, top 10 longevities of all time, and then that's it.
Oh, that's a long list for everybody.
Well, no, top
wait,
5 peaks,
we're gonna
top 10.
no,
You give me
Crash. We're gonna bow out. We don't do peaks. Your peak is in your career. If your peak ain't great enough to last somebody's career, it's not our fault. I'm sorry. We don't do
LeBron's
peaks.
twice as Jordan's.
That's it. We don't do peaks. LeBron's peak is from 2005 to 2023. What are we talking
Is
about?
LeBron a better rebounder than David Robinson?
He has more rebounds.
Just answer the
He has
question,
more
yes or no.
defensive
Just
rebounds.
answer yes or no. It's a yes or no question.
Well,
He
my
has
point
more
is,
defensive rebounds.
well, my point
Does
is
David
that peaks and
Robinson average
primes are
less than
different.
7.5 rebounds per game? Does he have less than 10,000 rebounds? How many rebounds does David Robinson have?
Is Jason Kidd a better shooter than Dirk Nowitzki?
You're going off of what?
Totals.
No,
he has more
you're not-
3-pointers made than Dirk.
Shooting doesn't go off total. Shooting goes off percentages. You're going field goal percentage.
It's within 3-point. That's a total. It's a total. You guys are bringing up
No,
total
what-
times to
field
do
goal
something.
percentage is
He's
average.
made more. He's made more.
So now it's a percentage and an average.
No.
It's always been a
If
percentage.
you're asking who's the better shooter, you go off percentage. You ask who's the better scorer, you go off totals. There's a difference.
Gentlemen, I know
So
there's
Jason Kidd was a better 3-point scorer than Carmelo or Durant or Dirk.
Did he hit
Oh, yeah,
more
look,
threes
this is-
than them?
that,
Is he a
gentlemen,
top 10 3-point shooter?
Yeah, look,
Is he a
I'ma
top
get
10
out.
3-point shooter of all time?
Look, I'm gonna get out, so I'm gonna end it like this.
Don't disrespect
Peak
3-point shooters because your man is not great in anything.
Pointing
Look,
out
peak
stats
1A,
isn't
1B.
disrespecting. Stop that.
Look, peak 1A, 1B, Jordan, LeBron. Longevity, number 1, LeBron, Jordan, 16, 20. So I'll just end it like that.
all right. Thank you for
Good
calling
fact.
in, Crash.
Yo, if you guys are gonna come up, you're supposed to ask a question. This is not your soapbox. You have to ask a question.
Yes, please. Hello, Memphis. How you doing today?
Top 5 peaks
I'm
is a
alright.
good question, though.
You have a
I like
question for anybody on the panel?
I heard about the most help thing, and I want to hear the GOAT James guy say again that Jordan had more help than LeBron did.
Yes, Jordan had more help than LeBron. When we look at
Okay,
the
so hold on. Let me ask you the second part. So you can go ahead.
Hold on, wait. You can't ask a question. Then when I start speaking,
It coheres with the question, bro. It's the same question.
So you got a question that you want to answer. So answer your own question.
No. It's the same question. It's the same question. I want you to name the names of the guys
What guys?
that LeBron that Jordan had more help than LeBron then.
Okay, I'm gonna name it again. Jordan had a player, which is only one player, Scottie Pippen, who went to an All NBA and All Defensive selection 6 years out of the times they were running in the 90s. LeBron James had one player do that, Anthony Davis. That's it. LeBron James only has 5 All Defensive selected seasons. So that means out of LeBron's 20 NBA seasons plus, he's only had All NBA help 5 seasons. LeBron's and Jordan's 15 seasons, he's had it for 6.
Better than Kyrie?
Huh? Kyrie
Is Scottie Pippen better than Kyrie? Is Scottie better? Is Scottie Pippen a better player than Kyrie?
Scottie Pippen is a better player than Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen a better player than D Wade?
Yes.
That's a lie. You want to keep lying?
No, I got the stats to prove it. You can say what you want.
How's that a lie? How's that a lie? Because you say it?
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Who has more championships? Kyrie or who has more championships? Kyrie or Pippen?
You talking about championships?
How you gonna ask a question and don't want to answer anything?
Wait, answer the question. You guys
talking about championships
answer the
now.
question. Yes, because championships is all that matters. Correct. Answer the question. Who has
It
more
matter now?
championships? Yeah. Why doesn't it matter?
For you guys.
Jordan,
For you
It
guys.
matters
got
for
more
you. It
championships?
matters for you. What matters
Your
for me? Listen,
arguments are never
what matters
consistent.
for us?
Dude,
What matters
no,
for
your
us?
argument ain't consistent. You just said
Listen.
Scottie Pippen is a better player than D Wade.
Yes, by our stats and what we use, he is better than Dwayne
I
Wade.
said that's by
By
y'all.
by what you use,
Y'all are delusional, bro.
You use Scottie Pippen is also better. You're not
Y'all
gonna
are
use
delusional.
now?
Scottie is
You're
not better
gonna
than
use all
Wade.
defensive
He's not better than Kyrie. He's
You're
not
not gonna-
better than David.
He's better than all of them.
These players that I'm naming, he's not better than none of them.
He's better than all of them. He has a better career. He's done more than them. He actually
He has a better career because he played
listen.
with
He
Jordan.
has more rebounds, more assists, more
'Cause he
blocks
played
than
with
Michael Jordan. He has more rebounds, assists,
Who?
steals than Dwayne Wade. Scottie Pippen for his career.
You say he got
He
more
has
than
more
Michael Jordan. I just
playoff
want to make
wins.
sure you had
He
it
has
clear.
more playoff wins than Michael Jordan. He has more playoff series wins than Michael Jordan.
And
He
then
has the same
got more
amount of
playoff
championships
points.
as Michael Jordan. Yes. And he has more rebounds than Michael Jordan, more assists than Michael Jordan, more blocks than Michael Jordan in the playoffs as well. It's
And
not even close.
You keep saying that, but he don't have more points, more ring, more
Okay.
finals MVPs or MVPs.
Okay, again, but what does Kyrie have? What does Kyrie have? What does Dwayne Wade have besides the one MVP? The
More
MVP?
than Scotty.
No, he doesn't.
Per game.
What does he have? What?
More points per game.
That doesn't make you better.
Memphis, we got another caller. Lewis, if you want to stay,
exactly. Go ahead. Bye, Memphis.
Go ahead.
Bye,
Go
Memphis.
ahead. Go ahead.
Bye, Memphis.
Yeah, you can come back, but you delusional and you mad right now.
No, you can come on Go James Kingdom. You come on Go James Kingdom and explain yourself, man. You can come on Go James Kingdom and explain yourself.
You upset.
I'm not upset. I explain myself. You upset.
Scotty's not better than D-Wade.
Thank you, Memphis.
Why? You can't explain why.
Lou, welcome, Lou.
All right, good to be here, guys. Great program, by the way. Salute to both debaters. They did an excellent job explaining their views, despite what side anyone is on. I just wanted to ask from a basketball standpoint, because I played ball, actually from Chicago, saw both guys play, and entire careers. And I always wonder, when these guys have these debates and everything, and it's all cool. But I would like to know if anyone can make their argument from a basketball film standpoint. Can you show me on film which guy does what better in terms of inside, outside, ISO, off ball, on ball? And some of I think one of the guys, excuse me, right there. One of the guys kind of got into it a little bit, talking about actually, from a film standpoint. And that's my question. I don't have anything else. I just want to know, can the argument be made from a basketball film standpoint for us who don't, older guys who don't really follow the modern terminology and everything with the modern day basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess from a modern day basketball player, LeBron does more on the court that's better than Michael Jordan. I think most people know that. It took Michael Jordan first 5 years in the NBA, he barely got out of the first round.
I said a film standpoint. Excuse me. I said from a film standpoint.
I understand what you're talking about.
You're talking about the first round. I didn't mention anything about the accolades.
Let me talk.
Or what they won.
Let me
I'm
talk.
just trying to keep you on point, bro. I don't want you to get away from it.
When you interrupt me, it's kind of hard to explain my point.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. So, like I was saying, it took Michael Jordan 5 years to barely get out of the first round. The first 3 years, he was 1-9. The next 2 years, he won in the elimination game 2 years in a row. The fourth year, because Scottie Pippen was starting, and because of a shot in the fifth year. And then they played the Pistons, and the Pistons pushed him to his left, and they all said it. You had to play a certain way versus Jordan. You push him to his left, and he's going to shoot. You don't let him get into the hole. And Isaiah
how did that work out? I'm sorry, excuse me. How did that work out, pushing him to his left in terms of productivity?
They lost 3 straight series. All right, so as I'm saying, in his seventh year,
we're talking about team stats now, right?
Oh my
God! You don't talk about.
No.
I'm trying to keep you on point, bro. You keep getting away from what I asked you, bro. If you're not going to answer what I asked you, bro, what point is it? What's the point?
You can't explain. You can't tell us how to answer your question. Listen, if you want to.
I asked a specific question, though, bro. I asked a specific question. I said from a basketball film standpoint.
I'm gonna cut him short.
Can you mute him? And I can explain what I'm talking about.
Film study is not gonna get you nowhere, because all you're gonna get is Michael Jordan.
Or it won't get you anywhere.
Let me explain what I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm done, Dart, man. Great program, bro. I'm done, Dart. Go ahead,
Let me explain what I'm talking about.
Bye.
I don't
Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your day. Bye.
My goodness, what is wrong with you guys? As I was saying, it took Michael Jordan 7 years to learn how to play the game of basketball appropriately. When LeBron James came into the league, he didn't even need a coach to tell him to pass the ball to a wide open player. By the time he was 22 years old, he was leading his
his team into the playoffs, to the finals. In the finals by the age of 22. Michael Jordan had to go to college. So if you're looking at film and you're seeing LeBron playing the right way, he's controlling the offense. He's generating more points on the floor. He's the point guard. He's guarding everybody on the floor. If you look at film and you're seeing this guy, the biggest, the strongest, the fastest guy on the floor, you're going to look at LeBron James easily. He's interior amazing. He's, like we say, he's top 10 in defensive rebounds in the regular season, number 1 in the postseason. So he's interiorly, he's great. And on ball, he has 2,000 steals. So he's great defensively on ball. Plus, he's number 1 in the postseason as well. So he does both well, especially blocks. People are afraid of LeBron James when they're on the fast break because they know he's coming. That's how LeBron James is. So offensively and defensively, if you're watching film and you're seeing this guy who's controlling the offense and who's controlling the defense, it's easy going to be LeBron James.
Yeah, also all the guys you mentioned earlier that he had guarded absolutely cooked LeBron. So I don't even know why you bring up people he played against. Playing defense and actually playing defense are two different things.
So
he held Magic 0-0-0 and 1 turnover in the finals. He actually did pretty good on him when he guarded
in 5 minutes, that's nothing. But the whole finals, Magic Johnson balled out. Magic Johnson destroyed Michael Jordan in the finals. He did. The team just couldn't beat the Bulls. That was it. So
I mean, he had Pippen. That's why
Michael
Jordan ran for
Pippen too. He cooked Pippen too.
Why can't you? No, listen again, because that's Magic Johnson. Getting cooked by Kobe Bryant doesn't mean you're not a good basketball player. That's Kobe Bryant you're talking about. But again, you mentioned the competition. We gave you elite players. We gave you guys Mr. Hoop Guard, Mr. Young Miami, said Stephen Curry should be a top 10 player. That's who LeBron shut down in the 2016 finals and gave you the greatest finals performance ever. The only player to lead his team in all the 5 statistical categories on both sides of the floor. Nobody's done that. LeBron did it in the finals against the team that had the best record ever. Jordan never beat a 70-win team, did he? Never beat a 70-win team. LeBron did.
We already went over their average competition, dude. It's not even close.
No, I know it's not close.
50 and 60 wins.
There's no such thing as average competition. You're just making up stuff.
60-win teams, you don't think that's a good average to see how good the teams are you're playing? You only played 15%
not when you're the
65-win team. Finals runs.
Not when you're the 65-win team. If the records make you the better team, Jordan's beating the better team.
We're going to take
records usually indicate a level of competition,
and that's why LeBron beat more than Jordan did.
We're going to take these last 2 callers. Will, welcome, Will. Who do you have a question for, and what is your question?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I got a question for the LeBron James Kingdom. Yeah, either one of y'all feel free to answer this. Y'all like to talk about how LeBron James can guard 1 through 5, and the whole thing about that is that anybody can guard 1 through 5, but how successful can you be at guarding 1 through 5 is the question. So, like, although LeBron James could guard 1 through 5, has he actually been successful at guarding all 5 positions?
He has not been successful.
Can I say one thing real quick? It's real quick.
When has he not been successful guard 1 through 5?
I actually saw a stat in terms of guarding the 1 and the 5. It's actually like 5% or less than the actual time, like he's on the floor guarding people.
LeBron
so again, he guards 1 through 5, but
LeBron was listed as a center for an entire NBA season. LeBron
Did he guard the center?
Yes, LeBron James can guard
the whole season.
LeBron James can guard Nurkic. LeBron James could guard
Vujicic. We've seen it.
We've seen it. Yeah,
we've seen it.
Listen, hold
on.
Let me answer your question.
Like a Joel Embiid, or somebody like that. Can he guard?
You can't. No one could guard Joel Embiid. You're asking.
Okay, but like, the point is the lack of centers in the league, the lack of elite centers in the league, as opposed to Michael Jordan days, right? There is a big
LeBron.
Obviously, he couldn't guard a center, right? He's not 6'9", 250.
LeBron can guard Ernie Johnson. He can guard Greg Ostertag.
No, that's not the point.
He can guard that Phoenix. He can guard Sam Perkins. He can guard the who's the
worst centers in the league.
That is the point.
Those are centers he played in the finals.
That's the centers.
You say they're terrible. Thank you. Thank you.
Centers.
Thank you.
Those are
Who's
centers.
terrible?
That's the point.
That's 1
The,
through
You
the
said
point.
what the centers Jordan played in the finals were
No,
terrible. That's what
y'all
you
I'm
just
named
said.
the
talking about.
bad sinners.
No, we
Akeem,
named
Yes,
the
no,
Robinson,
because he
starting
played in the
Shaq.
finals.
He ain't
We
guarding those
named the
people.
we
I'm
named the
Those are the
talking
centers
starting
who
about.
played in the
I'm
centers.
finals.
talking
He's guarding
about.
Nurkic and
My
Sam
And
Hurtle.
today,
God,
Let
bro.
and,
Y'all
let
ain't gonna
Will
let us answer the question. Let us answer our question. You're gonna ask us something. Let us answer it. LeBron James can guard a 5.
you know,
If he's guarding an elite 5, no one could guard an elite 5. Who is stopping Embiid? Who's
not
stopping
answering the
Patrick
question.
Ewing? That is answering the question. LeBron can guard a 5. Jim Boeheim said he can guard a 5. Eric Spoelstra said he can guard a 5. You guys said he can't when he was a 5 for a whole season. Played 50 games as a center, meaning he was guarding centers. So he can guard 5s. I don't understand what's the argument.
The argument is that there is probably 4 or 5 like legit big men in the NBA.
It was like
Right,
that in the
today.
90s. I just named a bunch of centers in the 90s
Okay.
he can guard. I just
You
named a
didn't
bunch.
name the good ones, dude.
Okay.
Didn't say
In
the
the
good
finals,
ones.
Saying, like, you
Come
shift
on, my
from actual
God. Who can guard David Robinson?
hey,
Who can guard David Robinson? Who can guard Patrick Ewing? Who can
Hakeem.
guard
at
Hakeem
those
Olajuwon?
points there were centers that was everybody played their positions, right? Back in the 90s. There were
Oh,
positions
wait,
to be
you're not
played and
answering
people
my
filled those
question. You're not
positions.
answering my
hey,
question. You're not
Let
answering my
me go
question.
into answering it. Let me go into answering it.
No. Who can guard those centers in the fashion in which you want LeBron James to guard them?
I
Who
don't
can do
want
it?
him to guard them in the fashion that you're talking about. That's
What are
not
you
what I'm
talking about?
saying.
That he can stick Embiid. We've
I'm
seen him
saying
on
y'all
Joker.
say
We've
that he
seen
can
him
guard.
on Duncan. We've seen him on Kevin Garnett. We've seen him on Paul Gasol. We've seen him on center. We've seen him on David West. We've seen him on big men all the time. You guys don't want to accept this.
All right, let's get.
Okay, all right.
Don't be
Thank you.
asking us
Thank
questions.
you.
If you guys really want to talk to us, come join us on GOAT James Kingdom. We'll give you all the time you need. Dart doesn't have the time for you to come argue with us. Ask us a question, let us answer it, and move about your business.
I got you. I see you over there next time.
That's facts.
Thank you for calling, Will.
12 noon, Sunday, every week. We don't run from none of y'all. We prepared, always. Let's go, continue, because we all got to go. We got a life.
Thank you, Will, for calling. And we got our last caller, A. Welcome, A. What is your question and who is it directed to?
I guess it's directed to the entire panel, right? All these advanced stats, it doesn't add up to more accomplishments, more trophies. So when we keep talking about somebody's better at VSOP, VR, whatever the shit is, PR, none of that shit makes you a champion. It just increases on paper your chances of getting there, but none of that shit matters when it's game time. So all of these stats that you talk about, somebody's a better player. If it doesn't equal out to championships, I think all that shit is irrelevant. He can score 50,000 points in the next 10 years. If he doesn't win a championship, that shit doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day.
He already won championships.
Yes, correct. But he didn't win more
What are you talking
championships
about?
than Michael. So whatever argument you make, right? Whatever argument you make, he still doesn't.
So only titles matter?
Listen, no. He still. If in
Don't
anything,
be disingenuous, dude.
Yeah, he still doesn't trump Jordan in anything.
What is your question, sir? Stop going with your soliloquy. What is your question? What is your question? No, again, what is your question? Yes, what is your question, sir? I want to hear a question. Ask us a question. I don't have time. I don't have time. You're right. It's not my show. I will go if you don't have a question. Do you have a question?
Respect the host.
So go with your question. So go with your question.
I just think why is all these advanced stats so important when it doesn't add up to championships?
Ask Jordan fans that. He brought it up. We didn't.
Yeah, they bring it up all the time.
Even
though they're less, he has less than LeBron, they bring it up.
I'm on the side that it does equate to championships.
I don't understand.
Y'all's doesn't.
It doesn't because it's a stat. Listen, most advanced stats didn't exist before 2004. None of them didn't exist besides the Pro 100 ones. None of them existed. PER, none of them existed. These are all new analytics. These are all new stuff that have nothing to do with basketball. Oh. When Jordan was winning MVPs, there was no PER to judge him by. When he was winning Defensive Player of the Year, there was no such thing as the defensive box plus minus. This didn't exist in those eras. They went off of the normal stats that we always use: points, rebounds, blocks, steals, assists, field goal percentage. That's what people always go by. Only you guys want to do all this because Jordan's career is not enough.
Correct. So even with all of those things, LeBron still doesn't top any of them. Even with all
you're talking about, he has more better than Jordan.
He has the better advanced stats. We keep telling you guys
this is what I'm saying.
He doesn't. I went over it.
No, he does. He has
But
LeBron has
I'm saying,
more.
yeah, but
listen,
it
there are
doesn't equate to more
23
hardware.
advanced stats.
Okay,
But
but
we're
it
not. So
doesn't
why are you
equate
bringing
to,
it up?
listen,
The hardware.
it doesn't
Nobody has
equate to
more
more
hardware than
hardware.
Bill
So what are we
Russell.
talking about?
So the hardware doesn't matter.
We ain't
More
talking about
championships.
nobody. We not talking about no Bill Russell. We ain't
No,
talking
we're
about
not.
nobody.
We're not talking championships. You can't bring up
We
championships.
talk,
If you're
no,
not going to
we
mention
talking
Bill
about
Russell.
between those two,
Hey,
just those two
It's
guys.
not about between
Nobody
those
else.
two. Having more championships don't make you better because between Jordan and Bill Russell, it don't make Bill
We're
Russell
not
better.
talking about Bill Russell. What are you talking about?
Listen, between any
We're
two
comparing
players,
two people. You're bringing the third.
Aaron,
If
between
you
any
can't be
two
consistent, what's
players,
the point?
We're not. Listen, we're not. Why are you bringing
Aaron,
outside sources? I'm listening to you.
Between any two players, the amount of rings you have don't make you better. We have established this already. Why do you keep bringing it up?
That's if you're talking about Robert Ory and LeBron James.
No.
we
Can
gotta
I ask Aaron a question? Before we get off, can I please ask Aaron a question? Who is better, Isaiah Thomas from the Pistons or Tony Parker?
I'll take Isaiah Thomas.
He has less
All right,
championships.
then, like what we're saying, rings do not make you a better player. No. Thank you.
This is my point. Listen, this is the point. You're kind of making my point. You're kind of making
Aaron,
my point.
thank you for calling.
You
We
don't have
gotta
a point. We gotta go. You were supposed
shut
to ask
this
a
off, though.
question.
I appreciate you calling in.
Listen,
And
Dart, I'm sorry, Dart. Dart goes live on Sundays at 10 o'clock. Y'all want to talk to Dart? Y'all can do that then. This is supposed to be a debate Q&A, bro.
Yo, cut it out, man. Take that sucker shit to your channel, man. You be
I
talking
will.
real reckless.
I will.
Yo, you be talking real
Goat
reckless.
James
And I don't say
Kingdom.
nothing. I don't
Goat
say
James
nothing
Kingdom.
because
Yeah,
I'm respectful.
reckless.
But
I
take
will
that
be as
clown
reckless
shit
as
back to where
ever.
you from, man.
That's true.
Take all that
Peace,
clown
brother.
shit back to where you
Peace.
from. You ain't on your show.
right.
You ain't on your
All
show.
right, Aaron.
hey, thank you for calling.
We'll see you on Sunday, Aaron.
Peace.
I just want to thank you all for coming. I thought. Oh no, I gotta hide my eyes. No, I want to thank you all for coming. I thought it was a great debate. I don't think I need to say who won. I know everyone probably thinks they won, but I think it was good entertainment for everybody who came and watched. If you're a LeBron fan, I'm sure you think Goat James Kingdom won. If you're a Michael Jordan fan, I'm sure you thought that Nick won. Either way, come to my community page, vote on who you think won. And I just have a question for all of you. It's Christmas. Do you think that Michael Jordan fans and LeBron James fans can hold hands and say "Kumbaya" in the theme of the Christmas spirit?
Yeah, but my hand goes in front.
Yeah,
I love Jordan. He's great. He's amazing.
I don't have no problem with Jordan or Jordan fans. They just don't like us.
They just
Nah, you guys are cool.
LeBron.
You're fine.
Yeah, that's all.
No, Nick, you're cool. Obviously you're cool. But
We don't have a problem with Nick. He just likes to, skew the facts sometimes, but it's cool.
Oh my god.
That's just what he do. That's just what he do, and he does it really slick, and he knows that he's doing it. That's the problem. He does it with a smile. As soon as he starts smiling, you know
I'm
that
smiling
because
it's stupid. It's not true.
Because he
I tell
fudged
you
the
this
numbers.
I tell you this though.
Never said a lie.
I give you props. I'm glad you went to go watch the All NBA competition and the help video that we made. I appreciate you doing your research. That was a good job by you.
No worries. Yeah.
Yeah, good job.
All right, Goat James Kingdom. Would you like to plug your page one last time? Have any goodbye remarks?
Oh, they know who we are. They know who we are. I'm Ajani the Exposer. That's Brandon the Sports Analyst. We are Goat James Kingdom. We go live every Sunday noon Eastern Time. I go live every Friday where I let you speak and I let you say all your silliness. And if you want to join us, come Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern or Sunday noon Eastern Time. We are the Goat James Kingdom platform. Thank you, Dart, and thank you, Nick, for bringing us on. It was very fun. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. I wish you guys nothing but the best. It was fun. So I appreciate I always appreciate the back and forth.
Just let you know, hey Nick, just let you know, Nick, if I get over 5% in the votes, you lost.
All right. Same for you gonna put a poll up too?
No, we don't do votes, man. We don't do by votes and polls, man. It's all information based. We provide information. So
you're gonna have your fans. You're gonna have your fans ready to poll.
We are Goat James Kingdom, man. This is nothing new to us, bro. We do this all the time. We'll see y'all soon enough. And thank you again.
All right, guys, and for me, it was fun. Too bad my kids are acting crazy today. I want to get in here, but hopefully we could do this again, and I could debate Nick or even to do sport fitness who likes to run every time I start talking. I don't know what the deal is with him, but he really hates it when I open my mouth up. But other than that, thanks, Dart, for having us on.
We should find a topic or something.
Yeah.
Talk about why the '90s suck.
Sad
See that
days.
last video
This
on
we're
the
supposed to all hold hands for
blow up?
Christmas.
Yeah, hey, listen, happy holidays to y'all. Enjoy your holiday. Y'all make sure y'all don't drink and drive. Be
Yeah,
safe.
be safe.
Enjoy. Make sure you say you love your family and let them know you love them. Y'all boys be good. We are Goat James Kingdom. I'm out of here. Peace, y'all.
All right,
See you
Nick.
guys.
You too.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
good night. Nick, what about
That's
your
it.
page? Yep.
Oh, I mean, people know where to find me.
At NNB Sports, if you haven't seen him before, go check him out.
100%.
Got a new Michael Jordan video out versus LeBron. It's a great video. And then check us out live on Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week, we're going to be talking about best Christmas games of all time. Anyway, thank you all for coming, LeBron James fans and Jordan fans alike. I appreciate you all for coming. Come vote on the community page who you think won. And for everyone, Michael Jordan fans are the best.